Good morning, everybody. Coming to you post Boxing Day footy and a preview for Arsenal's game on the 27th of December, 2024. So, I've been a guest on a couple of shows on YouTube, and I have started to really enjoy giving my analysis on games, post game, in game. And so, I've decided I'm just going to go ahead and start doing my own channel. So, with that in mind, I wanted to start off with Boxing Day preview, or at least Boxing Day review, and talk about how that affects the rest of the season for the end of the year and Arsenal chances going forward, along with a quick preview of their game today. So, start off by looking at our results from yesterday. So, a quick look at the fixtures. City. They're still being humble, and they drop points at Everton with Everton on their ground. Haaland misses a penalty, and looks like Pep may just need to sit the guy down because he's getting in his own head. He's frustrated. I think a step away from the game would be right thing for him. So in that case, I want him to just keep on playing through this. But City just seem to have fallen off a cliff. This is going to be a case study. It's going to be studied in the future, and nobody's ever seen a champion fall off the way they have. Bournemouth and Palace. Bournemouth dropped points at home. I'm surprised. They've been pretty good this season, especially at home. So I'm surprised that Palace went and took 2 points off them there. Chelsea, Fulham, probably the game of the day yesterday. Uh, Chelsea started off like a house on fire. Cole Palmer with the fantastic goal, dribbles from about halfway in Fulham's half, jinks past two defenders, slots it between the feet of the defender. Leno outstretched, too slow. He just didn't see it until it was too late. And fantastic goal by Cole Palmer. And then they let Fulham back into the game, or I should say, Fulham forced their way back into the game. Anthony Robinson, probably the best left back in the league, instrumental in doing the work, hard work on his side of the field. Iwobi with the bullocking run down the flank, crosses the ball, and then Harry Lewis gets on that header on the back end, and then 1 minute to go with time. Fulham have a breakout. They have a 3-on-2. Perfect pass into Muniz's path, and he slots it nice and calm. He didn't even whip it as hard as he could, and he puts it into the goal. That was the game of the week, of course, because the Blues lost as well. Newcastle protecting home ground advantage, and John Duran gets a red card, so he gets to miss some time. Spurs continue their torrid run and lose another game. Forest are a legit top four challenge this season. So it's interesting to see how they went from being a mid-table side, below mid-table, to top four contender. West Ham steal points away at Southampton. They're going back down for sure. And West Ham are there or thereabouts in the bottom five clubs in the league. Wolves have been better than their league suggests. So they pick up 3 points at home, and I expect them to pick up another couple of points before the end of the year. Liverpool absolutely peppered Leicester. Go down a girl early. Cody Gakpo's goal just before halftime was instrumental in giving them that confidence, even though they couldn't break them down. And so they came back out, just handled business. It could have easily been, 7-8, 7 or 8, 8-1 or 2. But Liverpool looking imperious. Hard to see where they're going to be dropping points. I don't see them dropping points anywhere at home other than Arsenal deep in May, end of the season. But away from home, they're imperious. They just look like the best damn side in the league right now. Sundays, let's see, those are previous games for the week. So today's games preview, we have Arsenal taking on Ipswich, which should be a decent game, and I expect that there will be a high scoring game for the Spurs, for the Arsenal team, and hopefully we'll see them put. I'm hoping for 4 or 5 goals onto Ipswich, because that goal difference is almost getting out of hand. Liverpool have a game in hand, and they're 5 goals to the good ahead of us. So hoping that they figure that out and we get like 4 or 5 goals without Bukayo Saka, who's been instrumental in goals and assists. Brighton take on Brentford in the early game. Both maddeningly inconsistent teams, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I wouldn't be surprised with a draw. I wouldn't be surprised if Brentford win. I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton win. It's just kind of one of those games. And we take on Ipswich at 2:15 Central Time today. So if you can catch that game, hopefully it's going to be a good one for us. Let's talk about Bukayo Saka's injury. So he has been an integral part of the offense for the team going forward, scoring goals, creating assists, just drawing defenders and creating space for others. So one of the things that we're going to have to see is Mikel, for the first time in his Arsenal career, is going to have to make do without Bukayo Saka for weeks. We're talking about maybe total of about 10 to 12 games, maybe more, given the amount of time he's supposed to be out. So the question is he a one-trick pony, or is he going to show that he can adjust to life without Saka? And so who are the options to play on the right wing? Martinelli slotted in last week for him, and he did pretty well. He looked unshackled. He looked different from the Martinelli on the left-hand side. He's not having to cut back in onto his stronger foot. So he whipped in a couple of crosses. There was an assist from him, or at least build up to assist. So I expect Martinelli to probably start on that wing today. I don't know if he will start Jesus on the left or if he's going to start Jesus up the middle and leave Havertz on the bench, which I doubt. So I'll go with the front three of Jesus on the left, Kai Havertz up the middle, and then Martinelli on that right flank. Same old midfield of Partey, Odegaard, and Rice. Partey, Rice against in that advanced role, although I'd prefer to see Rice sitting as the CDM and Partey given the freedom to kind of run the midfield as he would want to. Then I think we go to a back four of Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Calafiori, Ryan goal. But if we're up 3 goals by, let's say, 60 minutes, I expect to see several subs. I would expect to see Zinchenko come on. I would hope to see Nwaneri get some minutes. And maybe in a wide position for Nwaneri to see if that's something that he can do. I want to see Nwaneri play with Odegaard on the field, even if it means you go to like a 4-4-2 kind of formation and have them as a tandem creating up there in the further part of the field. So that's my prediction for the lineup for the game today. And just wondering where we're going to go from here. We do have a couple more games that are supposed to show up towards the end of the season. If you look at a preview of the season, or at least preview of the games for the coming season, for the rest of December, we have a bunch of games on Sunday. So if you look at PremierLeague.com, where they have all this information, Leicester Man City should win that. Palace should beat Southampton. Forest should go take the points at Everton, although Everton have been maddeningly. They've been pretty stubborn, and now they're getting adventurous. So that may end up a draw. Fulham will beat Bournemouth at home. Spurs, I'm counting on Spurs to lose that game to Wolves. And then Liverpool go and smack West Ham up before the end of the season. Then the games on the 30th, we have Villa and Brighton. Villa should win that game comfortably, even with Duran gone, play Watkins. Ipswich, Chelsea. I think Chelsea go and take the points there. And then wrap up the season with a trip for Arsenal to Brentford, right? I think that's their final game. Well, that actually rolls into the next year. And we also have Man United, who are in crisis, hosting Newcastle. I think Newcastle go and take those points. Amram, by the way, sporting a fire their coach so that you can go back and get your old job back. There's no shame. I'd love to see that happen for you. And then Arsenal take on Brentford on the first game of the season. Great way to kick off the year. Arsenal need to go there and pick up 3 points and another maybe 2 or 3 goals in goal difference. So that's where we are on the season. I'm going to do an in-depth analysis of Arsenal versus Liverpool versus Chelsea, because those honestly look like the 3 forerunners for the league. It doesn't seem like there's going to be anybody else. Actually, I'll do Forest as well. I think City are in such a bad way right now, unless they pick up like 2 or 3 really good midfielders who gel into the side right away, it's going to be very difficult for them to work their way back into the season and to get back into a place where they can compete. But other than that, hoping that Arsenal go pick up the points today. I'll do a quick post-match review, and then we can go from there.